wonderful evening. We've had a great time.
Oh, well, thanks, Fred.
I think I talked an awful lot.
Oh, I wanted to know.
Well, I think anybody can understand the 5 costs easily enough.
Fred, come on. We've got to go home.
Yeah, I know. Okay. What I was saying, I think anybody can understand the 5 costs, but...
I was just trying to do something about them.
That's where it really gets tough. Well, good night. We got to go.
Oh, good night.
Good night, honey. Hope you get your baby buggy.
Oh, I'll get it all right.
Good night.
Good night.
Night, Fred.
Night. It's people, isn't it?
What is?
What we were talking about. It's Fred and Jean and you and me and everybody. We all want the same things.
Yeah, I suppose so. Pretty much.
That's where the trouble comes in. You can see it when you get around, you know, on all different sides. Remember how we were talking downstairs about you being management and union and stockholder?
Yeah, sure.
Well, hey, now don't you go to sleep on me. I've got an idea.
That's what I was afraid of.
Say you've started this company, and there you are as management looking at your buggy that's to compete with the little giant. And there I am, talking for all the people who might want to buy a buggy like that.
This is it, our new buggy. It's a better design and has a lot of improvements over the little giant. It's the best buggy ever made, and I want to sell it to you. Do you like it?
Oh, it's got everything, only better. It's just what I want. I love it.
Good, then we're in business.
No! It costs too much. It even costs more than a little giant.
Well, if you like it that much, maybe you'll buy it anyway.
No, I won't. You said you were trying to get the price down, and you haven't. And if you can't, well, I guess I'll just have to go someplace else and buy a cheaper one.
What can I do about it?
That's what I want to know. Go ahead, try.
Well, it has to be one of 2 things. Either we have to spend less or produce more. In other words, make the cost per buggy less than it is now.
Well, how can you make more buggies without spending more?
Well, tools for one thing. It could mean retooling, more and better tools, or a better use of tools, or both. That's a quick way to say it. Wait a minute, Mike. Remember me? I'm a stockholder. Where are you going to get the money for the new tools? Maybe borrow it. That'll run up your costs. You'll have to pay for the use of that money. All right, so I plow back some out of profits. Then you'll cut down my dividends. Every dollar you put into new tools is a dollar I don't get. That's your story. What about that better use of tools he mentioned, making more buggies? That's where I come in. If you're going to improve production that way, you're not going to forget about me. I want more take-home pay, increased benefits, and security. I want to know I've got some job security. That's all right up to a point. But don't forget those tools belong to me. I want some dividend security. I want assured dividends. And if we're going to improve our earnings, I want a hunk of those profits. Now, look, you guys, wait a minute. You're trying to grab a piece of pie before there is any pie. I want security myself. I want a steady-going business. I want... I guess maybe you've got something. It does get down to people.
That's what I said. I'm people. I want too. I'm your customer if you can get the price down. So what can you do?
I think something could be done if we could get together. I suppose as management, that's part of my job. But we're all in the same boat.
Oh, that's one way of getting at it.
How do you mean?
The way you feel about each other. Just what you expect from each other.
You mean as management, as worker, and as stockholder?
Yes, it doesn't make any difference where you start. Go ahead.
Well, I never thought much about it this way before. Why, as management, I'd be responsible for the research and so on. Whatever it takes to design the right product. Whatever it takes to produce and sell it. It's up to me to put all the elements together. Now, as for what I expect from the stockholders, I have to expect them to go along with whatever it takes to keep us competitive. You mean like setting aside money to replace tools as they wear out? and plowing back some of the profits into new and better tools. Sure, because if we don't, Mary won't buy and we'll be out of business. Now, as far as the workers are concerned, it's the same kind of thing. We can set up the best production lines in the world, the best tools, the best methods. But it takes people to make them work. It's all part of being competitive. Maybe we'd be more competitive if management wasn't always trying to get larger profits. There won't be any profit or anything else unless we produce something Mary will buy. We don't have anything we don't take in from our customers. Then we have to pay our costs, the same costs we've been talking about. After that, when we see where we stand, we can start to think about increased wages and benefits, or start to think about increased dividends for stockholders, or increased productive power through new and better tools. These are all things we want to do. They all have to come out of the profits. As long as we're talking about what we expect from each other, I'd like to say that we expect management to see that everybody gets what's coming to them. Now look, let's get this straight. I'm only trying to make a living, that's all. But the boys aren't going to work up a sweat just to make more money for the company. I'm not talking about making more money for the company. After all, who is the company? Didn't we agree just a few minutes ago we're all in the same boat? We three are the company. I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying we're entitled to our share and we're going to get it. Okay, okay. Now all I have to work with is what I take in from our customers. But we've been all over that. Any improvement for any of us has to come from profit. Yeah, but you're talking about money I'd otherwise get in dividends. What do you want? Tell me that. Well, I want to know there's something in it for me. That's what I want. Aren't you interested in improvements? Sure, if it's an improvement in what I get out of it. You'd better be interested, and I'll tell you why. Because if we're not competitive, we're out of business, and you've lost your investment. Oh, now, wait a minute, Mike. This is a free country. I can always pull out. And don't think I won't pull out if things start to fall apart. Yeah, but if we are competitive, then your dividends are assured, and you'll get your share, which keeps getting smaller all the time. Now, look, there has to be some give and take in things like this. The same thing applies to all employees, including me. All I said is I want a fair share. I want what I'm entitled to. But say we do go along. What's in it for me? You tell me. The same thing that's always been in it for you. More jobs, better jobs, more benefits, more security. But you can't continue to improve these things unless the company is healthy and growing.
Don't forget about me. I'm the customer.
We all know where it comes from people like Mary.
I was just going to say, you keep talking about yourselves, what you want. You forget all about me. And you want to know something? I think you forget about a lot of other people, too.
What other people?
You remember I said it's people?
Yeah, sure.
Well, think for a minute. Think how many people are interested in this. What do you suppose they think about it?
How about the grocery store?
Who's going to pay the salaries of the police department?
Taxes, local, state, federal taxes. Who's going to pay for government?
I'm a tool maker, and I'll build you better tools if you'll buy them.
How about transportation? We need school buses. How about the fire department?
How about research? The drugstore.
The dime store.
Andy's service station.
I sell automobiles.
Television.
Washing
The
machines.
neighborhood movies.
How about white
Yeah,
clothing.
Hey, wait a minute! Hold everything, will you? You, where do you come in on this? Which Mike are you talking to?
All of you. I'm a school teacher. The taxes your company pays, the taxes you pay, in turn pay my salary. But it goes beyond that. Your children come to me. Of course I'm interested.
Guess maybe we should be more interested in him. Go ahead.
I'd like to say a word about education, and not the kind you get in schools. Let me put it this way. I think any teacher knows how often problems resolve themselves when people get all the facts and begin to understand each other.
I think we understand each other all right.
I wonder if you do. I wonder if you do think enough about the problem as a whole. You see, this isn't the first time problems like this have come up. I teach history. The whole story of this country is a series of attempts by people to improve what they had. It hasn't been easy, but it's the greatest success story of its kind. Why, go clear back to the Revolutionary War. We didn't just fight England, we fought amongst ourselves. We had a lot of economic problems, too. There were lots of conflicting interests. People haven't changed so much. But we've gotten this far, I think, because despite all our differences, there was always one thing we could agree on. We all wanted to improve what we had, and people were willing to do something about it. That's where you start.
Oh, I think we're all trying to do something about it.
If history's taught us anything, Mike, it's taught us that an improvement, any improvement, to be worthwhile and lasting, it has to be good all the way around.
Good for everybody. In the company, in the community, in the whole country.
That's what I mean.
Well, thank you very much. Would you tell us how you feel about this?
There is something to say from a moral point of view. Perhaps you haven't thought enough about the relationship between the spiritual values and the material things.
Well, maybe not.
While you've been talking, I was thinking that we have the authority of the Bible to tell us that man is entitled to the fruit of his labors. Nothing is said about taking the fruit of another man's labors.
No, I guess that's right.
I only know two ways to get the material things of life. You can earn them, create them for yourself, or you can take them away from somebody else. Some of you who've come here from the old country, or who have relatives there, you know what I'm talking about. Over here, as American citizens, we start with the great gift of freedom. We believe in human dignity and your importance as an individual. How you use your freedoms is a personal matter. Nobody can tell you that. But in the religious sense, it seems to me there can be only one answer. But after all, your choice, your decision, is entirely up to you. That is your privilege, and it is also your responsibility.
I see what you mean. And it is a responsibility, all right. Thank you. Are you interested in this?
I'm interested in several ways. I work in a bank. A bank holds the mortgage on Mike's home, helps him finance his car. He has a deposit in a bank. When the company needs a short-term loan, to meet a payroll, for instance, a bank will lend the money.
Yes, but tell me something. How can we produce a buggy at the price that Mary will pay?
There's only one thing you people can do, and that is to try to produce more buggies at the same total expense, so each buggy can cost less.
That's easy to say.
I didn't say it was easy, but that's what we've done in this country for a long time. That's what it takes to survive, to grow. We do grow, you know. On the average, we up our real income between 2 and 3% each year.
When you say real income, do you mean in dollars?
No, I mean what income will buy. A ton of steel, a pound of butter, real goods and services.
Yeah, but what can I do about that? I'd like to hear the answer to that one.
So would I.
Well, let's face it. Isn't that your problem?
It's everybody's problem. Listen, Mike, we're all in the same boat. We've got families, we pay taxes, we've got homes, jobs. We all want to have more. Why not? Like you, we want to improve what we have. We want the fruits of our labor. We can agree that any improvement has to be good all the way around. Good for everybody. But can we get together? Maybe we should kind of step back and look at the problem as a whole. Can we produce more? Can we build up our real income? It's our privilege to speak up, to vote, to decide for ourselves. It's our own personal responsibility to face this great problem. So, why not? Let's face it.
Yeah, why not? It does kind of come down to just one guy. Me. Yeah.
It's something to think about.
And talk about.
Maybe that's the way to get at it. Let's ask the people out there. How about you? How do you feel about this?
Yeah, let's face it. Right now,